guys? Welcome to Black Scout Survival Late Night Live. Thanks for tuning in. So check this out. Communist China rewrites the Bible stating that Jesus was a sinner. So apparently they've made changes to the Bible and they're going to roll it out to all the Christians in China, and basically claiming that Jesus was a murderer. Christianity is overtaking China, if you didn't know that. And that obviously Christianity does not bode well with communism. So anyway, tell me it's end times without telling me it's end times. Anyway, now let's talk about Wikipedia. Wikipedia has put their skin in the game going after J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance was a Marine, if you didn't know. Now, tell me why Wikipedia would scrub J.D. Vance's medals from his service in the Marine Corps. If you look at July 2024, you see his awards here, and you look at August 11th, 2024, just a NAM, Navy Achievement Medal. That's it. They wiped them away. That probably could be because the Tim Walz scandal, which they're trying to cover up. They don't want anybody talking about it. YouTube, Google. No one wants you to talk about his stolen valor, amongst all the other things. They don't want you talking about those sort of things. Now, kind of going along with that, people were in a uproar that Elon Musk hosted Donald Trump on Spaces on X last night. Between 7:47 and 10:47 p.m., the Spaces post received 73 million views. During the same period, there were 4 million posts about Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Conversation, generating a total of 998 million views. So it boomed, to say the least. And we had everyone going, UK's trying to censor it, saying it's misinformation, hate speech. You had Karine Jean-Pierre getting asked at the podium what the Biden administration was going to do about it. And when you look at this, this is two of the most powerful men in our time right now. You have a tech genius and you have the former president who's running for presidency again. They agreed on so many things in regards to America's future, the problems that lies in it. And really that should tell you something, especially Elon coming from a previous left-leaning position. It should tell you that everyone, for the most part, other than psychopaths, are waking up to where the trajectory of America's headed. Now, Kamala in the Walz campaign sent out this email saying right now Elon Musk is interviewing Donald Trump live on Twitter. We're not calling it X. It's not enough that Musk has pledged to donate millions of dollars to help re-elect Trump. He's using his purchase platform, one of the largest social media sites in the world, to spread Trump's unhinged and hateful agenda to millions of users. If that's all you need to hear, chip in $25 now to help Kamala and Tim have the resources to respond to their lies. Otherwise, let us remind you why this is a big deal. The richest person in the world is a lackey for Team MAGA. Musk already ruined Twitter by allowing hate speech and disinformation to flood the platform. Now Musk is using his vast fortune and broad reach to try and control our democracy. So now they're attacking Elon Musk. And just so you know, hate speech is free speech. Being able to say whatever you feel is the freedom of speech. Whether it hurts someone's feelings, whether it's wrong, whatever it is, what they classify as misinformation is freedom of speech. If you come up with the most harebrained of conspiracy theories, that is free speech. It does not matter. There is no guidelines under that saying, well, you can't say this, you can't say this, you can't call this person that, you can't do this, you can't do that. It's not saying any of that, right? Whether we like it or not, that's freedom of speech. Now, the caveat to that is the other person can respond just the same. And I think that's what makes the world great, is because that's the way it's supposed to work. But unfortunately, the political season we're in is that anyone that says anything that disagrees with the left will get shut down. Even so much so the other day, one of the videos I had done YouTube hit it for violence. And literally the timestamp they gave me, and it was the post I had the news anchor talking, and behind her was a thermal imaging of explosions. And so it was a gray screen and you see white blotches popping up, and they said that was violence. Now, would they do that to someone that was on the left side of the fence? Probably not. But they'll use their community guidelines to suppress anyone that opposes their doctrine. And that's the way the world works. So if you wonder why your favorite content creator, YouTuber, whatever, you have to be very careful if you're making a literally gray screen with white booms going on. You couldn't even tell what it was. If I didn't know what it was, I would not even know what I was looking at. If I was to show that to your grandmother, she wouldn't even know what this was, right? So that's the way this is working. But it's okay for Kamala to use disinformation, like the overwhelming crowds that she has. Like, look at this one. This guy has multiple arms, and their eyes are all glitched. They're using AI to produce these crowds. So it's okay for leftists to do this sort of stuff. But if a conservative do, they would probably hit you for this and say against community guidelines, clickbait, whatever. Now, if you look at a Kamala rally, we'll take a glimpse here, and notice the trend here. Tons of middle-aged white women, hardly any men, no American flags. They look like they're bitter, upset people, right? That's what you get. That's what you see here in this crowd. And not to mention, it's came out that many of the participants in these rallies are getting paid to attend astronomical sums of money, right? So they're doing all these things, and people say, well, whenever you say Joe Biden's they're using AI and deepfake, no, that's a conspiracy. Well, she's using it now in her campaign. So what would make you believe that they're not using AI and deepfakes for Joe Biden? We have now the former Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, saying that Barack Obama is secretly running Kamala's campaign. And he went on to say, if you're watching the campaign right now, some of Obama's key people, such as David Plouffe and others, are now working on the campaign. David Plouffe was one of Obama's 2008 campaign managers and a later senior White House advisor. And as a senior campaign aide, Kamala has also brought on Stephanie Cutter. And if you don't know who Stephanie Cutter was, she was the deputy campaign manager for the Obama's 2012 running and victory. So I think if you remember back, Obama did not immediately endorse her. However, once Obama did offer his endorsement, it was probably because he went and met with Kamala and wanted to make sure that she was going to follow his leadership as the puppet master. Remember, Joe Biden for weeks was saying he was running, even in the face of the DNC, the big donors, every leftist news media. He was stating he did not care. No one was going to make him back down. However, Obama went and met with him, and suddenly he drops out. Now, Nancy Pelosi said something very, very damning. Listen to her.
I didn't accept the letter as anything but a letter. I mean, there are some people who were unhappy with the letter. Let me say, some said that some people were unhappy with the letter. I'll put it in somebody else's mouth. Because it was it didn't sound like Joe Biden to me. It really didn't. So.
Listen to her again. Shoma said, I don't think it was Joe Biden.
It didn't sound like Joe.
And then she stops herself.
It didn't sound like Joe Biden to me. It really didn't. So, but.
I mean, just look at her and listen to what she's saying. Look at her mannerisms.
I didn't accept the letter as anything but a letter. I mean.
She's obviously very careful what she's saying here because she knows exactly what she's saying.
I mean, there are some people who are unhappy with
There are some people that are unhappy.
the letter. Let me say
it differently. She's starting to catch herself.
Some said that some people were unhappy with the letter. I'll put it in somebody else's mouth because it was I don't even know, it didn't sound like Joe Biden.
It didn't even sound like
to me. It really didn't. So, but
yeah. And she's alluding that he did not write his withdrawal letter. The big question is he even alive? And, you know, the critics, whenever you say things like deep fakes, body doubles, mask, these things have been utilized by America. These things have been utilized by other countries with people in power. Hillary Clinton got caught with a body double. So this is not something that's a conspiracy theory. This is something they really do. Kamala's using AI and tons of propaganda. And if you look at Joe Biden's letter, this is the one that he said that he was going to not run, you know, he wasn't going to run for election again. Look at the signature. Look at the letterhead. The letterhead is just Joseph R. Biden Jr. Look at the signature. Now look at this one when he's president, the White House. Look at his signature. The B's are not the same. The R's are not the same. It looks like a good copy, and then the underline underneath, and you look at the last, the N, nowhere even close. And I scoured through tons of different ones, and this is the one here that you see most often. And again, it's not on official letterhead. So there's been lots of critique of whether that this was even Joe Biden. Did Joe Biden even know that he had stepped down? Was he in medical care? There's been tons of different anomalies happening with EMS services arriving at the White House, medical emergencies, Air Force One having to make an emergency landing. All these various things happen. So do we know, right? Many have questioned this letter because mainly the signature and the letterhead. And Nancy Pelosi, I think, just let it slip. Is this even Joe Biden? Did he write the letter? I don't think he did. Who knows how bad Joe Biden's been for how long? The inner circle knows. I think the Joe Biden we saw saying he was not going to step down was probably the real Joe Biden because he could barely form a sentence. He got annihilated by Donald Trump. Obviously, he was under some type of medication to keep him going. We saw the videos. I've done countless videos on this where he's holding his eyes wide open without blinking for minutes on end. All these again, anomalies. And the reason I'm even talking about this is it should show you just how dark these times are. If they're willing to cover up these things, they're willing to do these things behind the public's back. We have Obama, who has been said to have been running Joe Biden's presidency this whole time. Obama has admitted before that he would love to have a surrogate that he could run the country. We've seen the same types of policies. We've seen Joe Biden slip up calling Barack the current president. Him saying he's the vice president. We've seen all these various things. So I think that as Americans, you have to know that we are in dark times. It's only going to get darker towards election. I firmly believe they'll do whatever it takes. You know, and there really are two types of America. There's people that are obsessed with masks, talking about sexuality, abortion, pronouns, race, feminism, censorship, your freedom of speech, more governmental control. And then you have just regular Americans that care about family. They care about freedom, being able to defend themselves with firearms. They care about their community. They care about the Lord God. They care about, just really minding your own freaking business. That's the two types of America you have right now. You have Americans that want to mind their own business, and you have the other Americans that want tyranny. Like, Americans really want that. Why you would want to sit out here and give up your rights is just unbelievable to me. But there are people who believe that. And they're the people that believe the narrative that's been painted by the media. And the media is nothing more than propaganda. I don't know if you guys saw the Stephen Colbert clip where the CNN girl, I can't remember her name, but I can't stand her. And he's sitting there saying, yeah, you guys are objective. You only report the news. And the crowd starts laughing. And she says, was this supposed to be funny? And he said, no, it wasn't supposed to be. Even people that go see Stephen Colbert, who's a leftist, are laughing at CNN reporting objective news. There's nothing objective. Social media is censoring. If you have an Instagram account, you go over to Instagram, you go down your feed, and then go up and hit following, and you'll see all the people that you follow that their stuff is not showing up. I barely bother with Instagram. It's really the only other platform I use other than YouTube. And I use X a little bit. But the thing is, Instagram, I like the functionality of it. I hate the censorship. I hate the control of it. But I do like the application of it. And I post different things there than I post on here. So if you're not following me on Instagram, go follow me there. But I don't use it that much. And it used to be strictly for BlackScoutSurvival.com business, products and stuff. But I just gave that up because they censor everything. If it's a knife, they freaking hit you for a violation, you know. But anyway, guys, I wanted to share this because I thought it was crazy. Nancy Pelosi let it slip. Bakala, thank you so much, brother, and welcome. New members. Deb's been a member for 6 months. Congratulations. Ben, new member. Welcome. Patrick, new member. Guys, thank you so much. Make sure you like, share, comment. Remember to stay frosty, stay strapped, and always stay dangerous. Take care.